In just 3 short months, you can actually put your finances ahead of 95% of the population. The problem is, you spent your formative years learning how to dissect a frog, while nobody sat you down to explain how to read your own pay stub, track your tax deductions, or manage the income you'd actually earn in the real world. To reach a point where going to work becomes completely optional, you have to exchange those classroom theories for the specific mechanics of cash flow. Right now, about 6 out of every 10 people are living paycheck to paycheck. They are one flat tire or unexpected medical bill away from a severe crisis. If I asked you right now to name your exact burn rate, the total amount of money you spent last month down to the exact dollar, you'd probably draw a blank. That blind spot creates a debt black hole. When you ignore the combined total of your student loans, car payments, and the revolving balances on these credit cards, you trap yourself in a cycle of paying minimums for decades. The ultimate fix for this is calculating and hitting your crossover point. Staying in the dark keeps you on the hamster wheel. Diagnosing your exact burn rate and total debt today gives you the baseline you need to eventually make work a choice, not an obligation. This graphic shows a framework called the 70-20-10 rule. It breaks your after-tax income into 3 distinct buckets. 70% covers your basic living expenses, rent, groceries, utilities. Another 10% goes toward aggressive debt repayment, or giving. That leaves the final 20% for saving and investing. Your immediate priority here is building an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of that burn rate we just talked about. If you're carrying a credit card balance at a 15 to 21% interest rate, the math will destroy your wealth much faster than any investment can build it. A budget like this is a defensive strategy to stop the financial bleeding. It ensures you never have to rely on high-interest plastic when an emergency actually hits. Once the bleeding stops, you switch to offense. That does not mean picking individual stocks or gambling on the latest cryptocurrency. This chart compares a traditional savings account to a low-cost S&P 500 indexed fund. By buying a tiny slice of the 500 largest U.S. companies, your money begins to compound, curving sharply upward over a 30-year timeline. You can track this growth using the rule of 72. Simply divide 72 by your expected annual interest rate. If your index fund returns 8%, your invested money will double every 9 years. Keeping tabs on all these accounts can get messy, which is why today's sponsor, insert sponsor name, automatically syncs your assets and liabilities to calculate your net worth in real time. By setting your investments to pull from your checking account automatically every month, you remove the temptation to spend. Time and compound interest do the heavy lifting for you. None of this works if you fall victim to lifestyle creep, the habit of buying a nicer car or a bigger apartment every time your salary increases. This gauge illustrates the housing red zone. If your rent or mortgage consumes more than 28% of your gross income, the meter flashes red because your overhead is too high to effectively build wealth. Negotiating a salary raise or pivoting careers before age 35 yields returns that compound for decades, often adding 7 figures to your lifetime earnings. Then you shelter that new income using a 401k or a Roth IRA. These accounts legally lower your taxable income today, allowing your investments to grow tax-free for tomorrow. Fiercely protecting your paycheck from inflated living expenses and unnecessary taxes is the accelerant that pushes you to the finish line decades earlier. This graph demonstrates the crossover point. It happens the month your automated investment returns exceed your flat monthly burn rate. Look at this shaded area above the line. Once reached, your assets cover your living expenses, making a job completely optional. While the math of the crossover point is predictable, staying on course is a social challenge. It is difficult to maintain that 20% investment rate if people closest to you are constantly encouraging lifestyle creep. You eventually become the financial and mental average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your current friends are dragging you down with bad debt and impulsive spending, you have to upgrade your network to upgrade your net worth. Wealth serves as the ultimate leverage to buy back your freedom and control your own time. Traditional schooling completely missed the mark on teaching this system, but you now have the exact blueprint to escape the trap. If this framework clicked for you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with one friend who desperately needs a financial reality check. To immediately put this into practice, Click the video on your screen to learn exactly how to start investing your first dollars into index funds. I'll see you there.